So we basically have three major things, at least on my agenda, that need to happen before we leave for Idaho. That's right, friends, we are hitting the road. And we have some catching up to do because life looks a little bit different than it did a few months ago. Stuart and I landed our first job.
Park setup.
At a beautiful Texas state park, and with less than 2 weeks to go before we head west, we decide to add 900 watts of solar to the RV, and I decide to tear apart the kitchen. To say we've been keeping busy would be an understatement. No matter what we do, these projects always end up coming down right to the wire. It's gonna be a good time getting all of this stuff done. I have faith that we can do it, but it's gonna be a lot.
Set myself aside, lead the way on this drive. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change. I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay, waking up to another day. Set myself aside, lead the way on this drive. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change. I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay, waking up to another day.
Hey, how you doing, man? Yeah, we're about 2 minutes out from getting those solar panels. Okay. All right. Sounds good. I'll see you in a minute. Thank you. Bye. And they have to be, you want them to be the same voltage. You can lose a little bit.
So we basically have three major things, at least on my agenda, that need to happen before we leave for Idaho. If we can get those three things done, that'll go a long way towards freeing up our time while we're on the road. So we're not trying to like do this stuff while we're in the middle of traveling, which was what we did last summer, and I didn't love it. So we're trying to make sure that doesn't happen this time. But we also only have like a week until we leave. So it seems like no matter what we do, these projects always end up coming down right to the wire, and it's always a little bit of a rush. And of course, this is all going on with us working, having hours that we need to meet every single week here at the park, and going to school full time, taking classes, and then just general life stuff that likes to throw kinks in the works every chance that it gets. So it's gonna be a good time getting all of this stuff done. I have faith that we can do it, but it's gonna be a lot. These brackets are such a game changer. I really wish it wouldn't have worked in our first go around when we installed the first three panels, because we needed to be able to tilt them, and obviously these are rigid, but they're so clean, they're so easy to install. They already come with a piece of butyl tape on the bottom, so you don't have to use a bunch of die-core when you're screwing everything down. It's just a whole lot more convenient. I will link these down below if you are doing a build and you don't need to tilt your panels. These are the way to go, and they're aluminum, they won't rust. It's a good day over here for installing solar, because this is so very much different from our first go around and significantly easier.
Did you hear that?
I heard it. I don't know if the camera picked it up.
I farted. It was a good one. Would you kiss me?
I'll still kiss you even though you fart in public places.
Who is the victim here? The general public? Where are they?
You're looking at them. We finished up our rounds for the day, and I'm just making Stuart some lunch while he gets the brackets installed on our last solar panel. There's some weather coming in. It's supposed to rain like pretty much all day tomorrow, so we're trying to make sure we get as much of this done today as we possibly can. We need to move one of our older solar panels up a little bit so that we have room for this last panel on the back, so that's what we're going to be tackling today. But first order of business is definitely some food, and then hopefully this will all go smoothly and we can get all this done before the weather comes through.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, I'll follow home. Golden, golden, golden. Mountain Laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow home. Golden, golden, golden thing.
There are lots of valid reasons for wanting to upgrade a solar system, but for us, it definitely falls under the category of wanting to be more energy independent, wanting to have more options for where we can go and where we can stay and how long we can stay there. And adding the panels and changing the configuration on our batteries, giving us the ability to harness more solar energy, definitely gives us that. It's really freaking exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this all takes us.
Hello. Hello. What are you doing? Oh.
So while Stuart finishes up the last of the wiring, there are a couple of projects that I've been itching to knock out, and we just haven't had a good opportunity until now. The first is that I want to put a cabinet door on that wall right where you walk into the RV on the counter, because there's a lot of space back there, storage space, but the only way to access any of it is from underneath the sink, and it's just not super practical, and a lot of that space gets wasted. So I want to put a cabinet door in. And then the second thing is that one day when I took all of the curtains off of the windows to wash them, I realized how much natural light those curtains were blocking, and I wanted to get rid of them. The only issue with that is that they were kind of covering the top of our cellular blinds, which are awesome blinds, but the plastic top piece is kind of awkward because there's just like a trench in there, and dust and all kinds of stuff gets caught in there, and it just doesn't look very good. So I wanted to come up with a way to kind of disguise that. And I think I've got it. I bought some really small brackets, some wood. I'm gonna cut it to fit over the top. I'm gonna stain it. We're gonna attach it with the brackets, and I think it'll kind of finish off the window really, really well and get rid of those curtains that I had before and let in a lot more natural light. So I'm gonna get started on both of those things now. I need to cut all of the wood, and then I need to sand the door because it's just a plain like walnut door, I think is the material that I bought from Home Depot, so it needs to be painted. So I'm gonna do those two things and then move into painting and staining, and hopefully either end of today or tomorrow I can get all of this stuff done and get everything installed. I think it's gonna go a long way towards like just improving everything. So something that I really want to do. I'm excited about it. How's it going?
Good. This looks good.
Thank you. You done?
Yeah. We have a 24-volt battery bank. We have solar charging, though it's sunset. And we have all our lights 12-volt back too with the converter on. So it's all done. Pretty happy.
How's it feel?
I'm really happy. I had no like problems, anything I didn't foresee. I bought everything that I needed to, even a little bit extra that we can return. But it's all good. Done.
That's awesome.
And we're not doing it at the last minute.
I know. I'm so happy about that.
This looks amazing. These are going over the windows?
Yeah, so these are going to go over the windows. These two are for the back. This one's for your side of the bedroom. These two are for the slide, and then this one's for over the kitchen sink. And then the door is done being painted. It's gonna need to dry for a while, but
Oh, that looks good.
I'm
That'll
really
work.
happy with it. Yeah, I'm excited to see the finished thing. I figure we'll let everything finish drying and then we can install it all tomorrow.
This summer I'll be by your side. A wonder that you can't describe. How long will you wait for me? I want you to see what I see. I see you. How I see you. I'm looking out, it's really far. I felt a tingle in my heart. The sun has set and stars will appear. In many ways it's great up here. Somehow life goes on. The stars we know are gone. In this lonely place, I still see your face. I go round and round until every sound is a symphony from my heartbeat. Somehow life goes on. The stars we know are gone. Can you let you be everything for me? We still got a chance. So I stole a glance at your pretty smile for just a little while.
I'm not exactly sure why I was so attached to the idea of needing curtains whenever we first renovated this RV. For some reason, I had it in my head that the windows had to have curtains. And I don't know if it was because we took the valances, the cover things that all RV windows used to come with, the older ones that are so ugly and hideous. We took those off, and I thought we needed to put something in their place, but it really just ended up making everything feel super cluttered, and getting rid of the curtains makes it feel like the windows are bigger, more natural light comes in. It makes the little bit of kitchen counter space that we have feel just that much bigger. It's just a huge improvement, and now the windows look a little bit more finished. The trim piece above the blind makes everything just look a little bit more intentional. I'm really, really happy with it. And putting that cabinet door in below the kitchen counter is just going to make it so much easier to get to that space. There was just a lot of wasted space under there, and it drove me crazy that I couldn't really get to it. And Stuart really helped make that a reality for me. It was a little bit tricky getting everything framed out, but we got it done and we got it installed, and I think it's going to be just one more thing to add to the overall quality of life. for us in the RV. The last week has been pretty hectic. Really the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot going on. The solar and the projects that we tackled in this video are just like the tip of the iceberg. There's just been a lot of moving parts, and it's definitely felt a little bit hectic, and I feel like we've kind of come to a point where things are reaching a conclusion. And so tonight I'm going to focus on making us a really nice meal, slowing down, taking my time. I'm definitely going to spend some time on some self-care because that has fallen completely by the wayside, and just try to enjoy all of the fruits of our labor before we gear up for the next big adventure. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and especially if you want to see everything that's going to be coming up here pretty quickly. We're going to be hitting the road, and we took a job for the summer in an absolutely beautiful part of the country that neither of us have ever been to before, and we're really, really excited about that. There are a lot of really good things coming, and it's coming at the tail end of a pretty challenging chapter, so it feels like a reward for all of our hard work and effort and everything that we've put into making our life what it is. So I'm going to end the video here. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.